Hi everyone, I'm going to do a scene read from book 1 in the novel investigation series, Designs in Crime. Yeah, and my author name of LJ Diva, Designs in Crime, Designs in Crime. Okay, going to do a scene read. Now this is from chapter 2, The Sequined Sleuth. I named all of the chapters. Just you wait till you see the whole trilogy. Really awesome. Okay, settle this in place. Yep. Jack, Craig and Addison walked into the Addison at Surface Paradise. On the ride up, Addison got the giggles and claimed it was named after her, getting a shake of the head from Craig and a half smile from Jack. They stepped out onto the 30th floor where they were meeting the building manager about Angela's apartment. Alan Giannetti? Jack flashed his badge at the man waiting for them. Detectives Calloway, Thompson and Kelly. Detective, Alan nodded and motioned for them to follow him. Your colleague is already inside. This way. Confused, Jack said, Our colleague? It's just us, Mr. Giannetti. We're not expecting anyone else. Miss Cruz said she was with the police. Alan paused at the door, keycard in hand. She flashed a badge. Miss Cruz? Jack's left brow rose. We do need to speak to her. Open the door. Alan gave another nod and slid the card into the slot. When the light turned green, he opened the door. I'll wait out here if you have questions. Thank you. Jack led the way into the spacious apartment, but didn't see Mackenzie. Miss Cruz, Detective Calloway, you can come out now. Actually, you need to come into the bedroom. Noting the luxurious furnishings in the white-walled apartment, they followed the sound of her voice into the master bedroom. Miss Cruz, since when are you a detective? He didn't see her, but he did see the king-sized round bed on the wall opposite a bank of windows. The view was as spectacular as from the living room. Where are you? Mackenzie popped out of the closet. Here, you need to see this. She waved them in with a gloved hand. Angela never mentioned a stalker or being stalked, but it seems she had some. One wall of the closet was covered in photos and letters from deranged fans telling her they were going to be with her and get married and live happily ever after. I found it behind a rack of clothing. Mackenzie dabbed her arm to her forehead to wipe up the sweat. I kept trying to figure it out last night. Who would want to do this, and were they doing it to Angela, or is this some sick and twisted scheme to get to me? The broken shard! Addison exclaimed, taking in Mackenzie's bright pink sequin top, multicoloured jeans and pink cowboy boots. You put your Blake River hat on. Matt grinned. We have a fan, lady and gentlemen. Yes, I did. I also thought it might be something like the double identity. I have no idea if she has a twin or even a sister, but it was just her mother who brought her along for modelling. I don't recall hearing about siblings. Miss Cruz, Jack started. Call me Mac, she interrupted. He eyeballed her. Ms. Cruz. Mr. Giannetti said you flashed a badge. Are you an officer of the law as well as an author and fashion designer? Mac blushed and grew warm. It was a tight squeeze with the four of them in a small room. It's an honorary one, made after the first Blake River novel, sold 1 million copies. She gave a nonchalant shrug. They got me in. Besides, I'm also one of Angela's bosses. I employed her. And yet you told us you didn't know her new address. Jack took 2 steps towards her and rested his hands on his hips, hoping to intimidate her. Did you lie? No. Max stood straight and looked him square in the eye. I didn't know, but one phone call and I got a... Phone call to whom? He asked, seeing Addison and Craig grin at each other out of the corner of his eye. Her manager, Matt remarked dryly. Easy peasy. Now I suggest you get your CSIs up here for photos and you can take this lot with you. She waved a gloved finger at the wall. Meanwhile, glove up and let's keep searching. Walking out of the closet, she added, I've already searched everything in there, drawers, pockets and such. Besides the wall, there's nothing. Can someone help move the bed? They spent the next 15 minutes searching the apartment, directed the CSIs into the bedroom and stood at the sliding doors of the living room balcony. How much would this place cost? Craig gazed across the view of the beach and surfers. $1 million plus, Mac replied, shifting her crossbody messenger bag, especially in this building and on this floor. Could she afford that? Jack crossed his arms and studied the designing author. Easily if she saved her money for the last 10 years. Mac noticed his gaze and raised a jaunty brow. Checking out the view, detective? Unable to help himself, Jack grinned. So she was rich. Mac nodded. Presumably, but it doesn't mean she paid all cash. Bank loan for a whole or partial down payment. Jack turned around and watched the investigators dust for fingerprints. I want the bed checked under a black light. She may have had company. One of the investigators nodded and hurried back to the bedroom. Who do we suspect? Mac clasped her hands and tapped her 2 forefingers against her chin while she thought. We? Jack asked, making note of her tone. There is no we. Mac ignored him and paced alongside the doors. It could be an ex. She could have a few. It could be one of her stalkers. It could be one of her family, a long-lost, unknown twin or sibling, or... She stopped and turned towards them. As I said before, this could be an attempt to get to me. Craig cocked his lip. And why would anyone want to kill a model to get to you? Max shrugged. Who knows, but it was my fashion show, my creation she was wearing. What better way to ruin the whole show than by killing the finale? And why would anyone want to kill you? Jack asked. Pissed anyone off lately? Except for you, maybe? She pointed both forefingers at him and grinned, getting one in return. Not that I know of. I pay my staff fairly. They have good hours. I've never had complaints about my products except for stupid influencers. Ooh, maybe I should stop there. Who were too fat to get into my designs or who broke the jewels they bought on purpose to try and prove they were faulty. After that, they heard from my lawyer and removed their idiotic videos. So again, not that I know of. Then why would this be about you, Miss Cruz? Jack asked. Again, call me Max, she replied. And it's just a guess since it happened at my fashion show and she was wearing a $100,000 showstopper. We finished, Detective. We'll get the reports to you this afternoon along with this stuff. The investigator held up an evidence bag with the papers from the closet wall. Great, thanks, Jack said and addressed his team. In the meantime, we'll go, as will you, Miss Cruz, and I'm going to suggest you don't leave town. Am I a suspect? Mac asked, following him out the door. Cool. That means we'll be seeing each other again, Detective. They stopped at the lift doors. Jack blushed and tried to hide his grin as he hit the down button. Miss Cruz, stay out of trouble. He noticed how the pink of her top brought out a rosy glow to her cheeks. And don't leave town. She shrugged. Why would I? All the excitement's here. The doors opened and they stepped inside. You know, if someone's after me, then I'll have to increase security. Maybe I should get my own detective bodyguard. She wiggled her eyebrows at him. Addison sniggered and quickly covered her mouth. Jack gave Mac a side eye. Whatever you want, Miss Cruz, you apparently have the money to afford it. Don't go flashing that badge again, since it's not real, like your qualifications. Ha, Max scoffed. I studied design for 4 years and writing for 3. I had my qualifications, thank you very much. Just as I studied psychology and criminology in order to better understand the criminals I was going to create for my mystery stories. Jack's side-eye turned into a full-face glare, but the lift doors opened and Mac got out of him before he could say anything. Detective, Max saluted him. I'll be seeing you. She grinned and hurried off, knowing exactly what she needed to do next. Wow. Addison shook her head in disbelief. She's something. She's something, all right. Jack slid his sunglasses on as they walked into the bright sunshine. But a detective ain't it, nor an expert. At least she has psychology and criminology training, Addison said. And you have what, exactly? Ouch, Craig exclaimed. That must hurt. Hardly, Jack replied and clicked off his car alarm. I have a degree in both. She just has training. Double out. Craig opened his car door and leant on the window frame. Where to now? Back to the station to go over witness interviews, and then we track down the other witnesses on the guest list. Jack opened his door and paused. And I will contact Angela's friends and colleagues. Her agent? Addison asked. Them too, Jack said. So that is just the first scene of Chapter 2, The Sequin Sleuth. And that was a scene read from Designs in Crime, Book 1 in their novel investigation series. Getting warm. Oh yeah, it's getting warm. Under my pen name of LJ Diva. Book 1 is out now. Book 2 will be out in July. Book 3 will be out in September. And the omnibus edition, which means all 3 in 1, will be out in November. Designs in Crime, out now in paperback and ebook at all good online bookstores. Under my dog pen name of LJ Diva. Designs